Well, it's called the Melt Flow Index test, and it's abbreviated as MFI. And basically it determines the amount of molten plastic that flows through an orifice under load at a given temperature. In this case, for polyethylene, we're melting the material at 190 degrees and we're applying a load, and that load pushes the molten material through a very small hole. So to conduct the test, we charge the barrel with a certain amount of polymer. We allow it to melt, and then once it's molten, we apply the load. And then the polymer melt will extrude through the orifice, and it'll come out as it looks like a little worm. And we then cut that worm off at a defined time interval. The load in this case is 2.16 kilograms. And we then determine, by cutting off the extradate, as it's called, that exits the hole, we determine the mass that actually flows through the orifice in 10 minutes. And that is a measure of the melt viscosity of the material. And it's also a measure, an inverse relationship exists between the MFI and the molecular weight of the polymer. For polyethylene to be used in road base modification, it's got to be compatible with the bitumen, and it's got to have a similar melt rheology, a similar flow property to the bitumen. And hence the melt flow index tells you about its flow properties when molten. It'll tell you how well it's going to blend and how well it's going to disperse. And those factors are critical to get a nice uniform mix.